Insurance is a very important arrangement that we have to make for the many things that we own. That's why there's a lot of them around, ranging from car insurance, home insurance, life insurance, cell phone insurance. I mean, there's a good bunch of them, right? Here's a sign of the times. State Farm is now ceasing new applications for property insurance, specifically in the state of California. Anybody here from California who just applied for insurance? Now, this is not going to be good for residents that live there, especially if premiums were to be raised. Now, the question is, will lawmakers be able to do something about this? Maybe the next question is, should they be able to do something about this? And will they be able to do something about the continued decay of our savings? A recent survey from the Fed is showing that less and less people are reporting financial well-being, with more people saying that they can't even cover an emergency worth $400. Now, just go and write down in the comments, write yes if you can still cover this amount, or write no if you couldn't cover an unexpected $400 emergency. Now, if you own a small business or are at least planning to, it would be best to watch until the end, as there's this scam going around that's cleaning up bank accounts, and it is literally wiping out the bank accounts of people's entire life savings. Make sure you're not one of them. Now, I don't know how these people even sleep at night, but I urge you guys to be aware of what is happening. And an accounting issue within our government shows that they could still provide $3 billion worth of aid, not to the American people, but to the country of the Ukraine. How can they miss auditing $3 billion? Again, I'm not wasting any more time. We're going to get straight into the facts. By the way, for the best way to invest in gold or silver, check out the links in the description down below of this video. So guys, every day that we live, we need to spend money. It can come in many different forms, from food to electricity, utilities, gas, phone bills, car payments, rent, insurance. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we pay for, right? But what happens when it goes beyond your budget? That's considered an emergency or something that's outside of your usual expenses. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are fully aware that the cost of living continues to go up. Meanwhile, the amount of money that many of us are making remains stagnant. This is exactly why the Fed's 2022 Economic Well-Being of U.S. Households survey makes so much sense. Now, according to the data, 37% of Americans lack enough money to cover an emergency of $400. Now, what are these people resorting to instead? The survey says that 1 in 4 consumers would either lean on credit cards, ask their family for help, sell assets, or just get a loan to afford an unexpected cost. Now, think about that for a second. $400. Years ago, many of us would hear $400 and say, okay, here you go. Fast forward to 2023, and we're forced to swipe our credit cards and ask for help. So what happened? And were you aware that today, 18% of Americans said that the largest amount that they could come up with from their savings would be $100? Claire Tassin, a retail and e-commerce analyst at the decision intelligence company Morning Consult, said this, quote, in an April survey, 85% of Americans said that they're concerned about inflation's impact on their household finances. That means shoppers continue to make trade-offs and defer purchases in order to meet their financial obligations, end quote. So it's definitely getting crazy out there, guys. You know what? Hit the thumbs up button if you've ever been in the same situation where you have to return an item back to the shelf in Walmart or Target because it just didn't fit the budget. Now, speaking of budgets, were you aware that the Pentagon overvalued Ukraine weapons aid by $3 billion? Now, according to 2 senior officials, the error was, quote, the result of assigning a higher than warranted value on weaponry that was taken from U.S. stocks and then shipped to the Ukraine, end quote. And well, that's not all. They're also saying that it's impossible that the overvalued weapons could go beyond $3 billion. And as a result, more weapons may be sent to Kiev. You guys know who Jake Sullivan is, right? National Security Advisor for our country. Well, here he is, and here's what he said about this enormous screw up.
Well, one thing I just want to make clear, that is not money that went out the door and disappeared. That is not a waste of that $3 billion. It is simply a tally of how much military equipment we have given them. And the way that the Pentagon was counting it was, what's the replacement cost for the equipment we provide, rather than just the actual cost of that equipment. Once you make that adjustment, it turns out we have an additional $3 billion that we can spend to provide even more weapons to Ukraine.
Unbelievable. So do you guys think that there was an accounting error, or are they just price gouging with all these weapons? Now, here's my take. If we have billions of dollars to spare and kind of overlook, why not focus some of that money over to our veterans? How about those on low income? Or maybe for people who are on fixed income like Social Security? Just a thought I had, but what do you guys think? Now, on the topic of having some extra cash, many of us rely on insurance for us to have some peace of mind with our existing assets. Now, one of our biggest assets being our homes, right? Well, if you lived in California, you would probably look for anyone else other than State Farm General Insurance, as the company has just recently decided to cut the line for new applications when it comes to property insurance. Why? Well, here's State Farm's statement about it. Quote, State Farm General Insurance Company made this decision due to historic increases in construction costs outpacing inflation, rapidly growing catastrophe exposure, and a challenging reinsurance market. The Department of Insurance is focused on the safety of our homes and communities. We take seriously our responsibility to manage risk. We recognize the governor's administration, legislators, and the California Department of Insurance, CDI, for their wildfire loss mitigation efforts. However, it is necessary to take these actions now to improve the company's fiscal strength. End quote. So what does this mean for residents? Well, it means higher premiums from companies that are willing to write new policies, number one. Listen to this one story from Lisa Mayer, who lives in San Diego County, where she owns a townhome with 106 other people. She said, quote, during our HOA's last insurance renewal, we were notified that we would not be renewed due to proximity of high fire risk areas. Our community is not directly located in a fire risk area per county or city fire maps, end quote. She also added that they were kicked off of a policy that asked for $54,000 annually, with the new annual premium now set to $293,000. Now, you guys might be thinking that this is going to be a one-off situation and it's only going to happen in California. But no, you would be wrong. Expect your homeowner's policy to increase because this is going to be happening across the nation. You guys could tell me, did any of your insurance policies go down this year? Chances are none of you guys are going to say that. But hey, at least lawmakers are talking about how they can stabilize the homeowners insurance market, right? To that I say, good luck. Maybe they should also do something for more of us that are getting scammed out of our money. And no, I'm not talking about taxpayer money that's being siphoned to who knows where. I'm actually talking about people who are losing their life savings to lowlifes who target elders. This is the story of Deborah Moss, who owned a small business that dealt with catering. Now, it all started when she received a text message that was supposed to be from Chase, her bank, asking her about an unauthorized debit charge of $35. She believed it was the bank and she ultimately responded, unfortunately. After that, she got a call with the caller ID showing the bank's name with a Miss Barbara requesting permission from Moss to issue a new debit card so that they can fix the fraudulent charge. Now, this Miss Barbara then asked Moss to verify her identity by instructing her to read the numbers from a text that was sent to her phone. Now, these texts were actually from Chase Bank, but they were not meant to verify somebody's identity. They're part of their two-factor authentication that gave scammers a way to transfer money from Moss's account over to theirs. Hurts my heart to say this, but she lost $160,000 of her life savings for the past 12 years. She did try and get the money back from Chase, although the bank just said that she failed to protect her own money and that she would not be reimbursed. Can you believe that? My heart just about sank telling you guys this. I mean, yeah. It's crazy stuff out here, guys. So David Weber, a certified fraud examiner and forensic accounting professor, said that Chase should be accountable to an extent, according to him. Quote, any way you look at it, they failed. They failed her. The bank could have required her to come in and sign the wire form in person. They left everything for her to be at risk. And now they're saying they bear no responsibility, end quote. I guess Chase wasn't going to be too bothered to check why somebody who's so close to retiring is moving hundreds of thousands of dollars per day. But what do you guys make of this? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. Now, it's insane just to think that something we worked on for years can be taken away in an instant, and these people don't even care enough to worry about what happens to us. That's absolutely crushing. But while these people and companies don't care, I do. And I really want you guys to get back to financial freedom even during these troubled times. Now, I don't hold trillions of dollars, so I can't just help you out directly, but I can share with you what I have learned over the years regarding how to generate multiple streams of income through side hustles, home-based businesses, and small businesses. Now, I can also give you guys a quick course on some wise investments in real estate and even in the stock market. Now, feel free to drop me some comments down below if you want me to make more videos talking about these subjects. I'd love to do so. Also, by this point, you should see 2 videos above my head. Make sure to click on those videos and check those out right now. Now, before I go, please don't forget to drop a huge like for the video. Also, share this video with everyone you know and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one.